The Motorola RAZR 2024 may just be the flip phone you're looking for. And right now you can get it for $449, which is a steal of a deal. And you can even get it for $349 if you activate it with carrier through Best Buy. I've got a link in the description. You can check that out. But it's got a lot of great things going for it. Basically, it's a slightly upgraded version of the Motorola RAZR Plus from 2023 last year. If you remember the RAZR last year, it just had the little LCD or LED readout screen on the bottom. Now we have the much larger screen, which it looks basically like the RAZR 2024 last year. They've made some changes, got the Dimensity 7300X in here, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it's got 256 gigabytes of storage. It's got a nice big 6.9-inch screen. All these things are really, really nice whenever it comes to a flip phone, and it won't break the bank. Well, one of the biggest things that when you talk about flip phones, people have been concerned for years. One, because they were expensive, high bar of entry. You would have to spend $1,000, $1,200, $1,400 to get one, and prices have come down dramatically. This one MSRP at $699, so being able to get it for $449 is really nice. That puts it in much more affordable territory. And one thing I also like about it is the way they do their hinge. You know, the crease is much less noticeable. It's not very prominent. It's not very deep. And it makes for, I think, a more aesthetically pleasing design on here. But it's nice, too, because you get the high refresh rate. You get this nice OLED display. It's nice and bright. And one thing I really love, you can get it with the suede leather on the back. I have the gray one with the suede leather. They got a couple other colors as well. But here's the thing. Flip phones are cool, but the biggest problem is people were concerned about durability. People were concerned about price. They were expensive, and you had to worry about, well, is the screen going to crack? Is it going to break? How's the hinge hold up? And we're pretty much at a point now where these things are pretty well refined. They hold up really well. They're thoroughly tested, and this one even has IPX8 water resistance. So, yeah, it doesn't have a rated dust resistance, but that's not that big of a deal because even the ones that do, like the Samsungs, they have IP 4.8? I think it's 4.8. Basically, it's protected against a 1 millimeter object from getting inside of the hinge. 1 millimeter object is pretty big. Like, that's not small. So, yeah, it's probably very similar on par, but the phone is gorgeous. I love the leather they use on the back, and it's just something that makes it feel way more premium because when you take a look at, like, the Samsung one, it's just a Gorilla Glass on the back, whatever. This one is really, really nice. It feels super premium in the hand. Yes, they have some cases you can get for it, but my Motorola RAZRs, I rock them without a case, and then typically I just put a screen protector over the cover, like a film style one, so I can protect that. But the phone experience is great, and then I love the Motorola's better than I like the Samsungs because you have a fully functional front screen straight out of the gate. No good lock, no having to go into the settings, no having to jump through all these crazy hoops just to be able to use apps on the front screen. You can use basically whatever app you want on the front screen when it comes to the Motorola RAZRs, and this one is no different. It makes for a really nice experience. You got the fingerprint scanner built into the power button. I like that as well. You got facial recognition. Speakers are pretty decent. The cameras are basically the same as the RAZR 2023 last year, and you could scoff at that and go, oh, well, it's not that great. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, not that I'm not honest anyway, but I'll be candid. That's probably a better word. If you're familiar with the tech scene in YouTube, there's this guy, MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee. He's basically the biggest tech guy here in the U.S. when it comes to YouTube, and he does a blind camera comparison every year, and he has all sorts of stuff in there, all these different, like, double blind, random stuff, whatever. I mean, I guess I'm not too familiar with how the process works, but it's very detailed. He's been doing this for a long time, and it shows a bunch of images, and you have to pick which one's better, which one worse, which one better, and it keeps stacking them up against them. You don't know what phone it's from, and then at the end it tells you which one you picked for the best camera. And when it came to normal photography shots, the one that came up for me that I picked that ended up being the winner was the Motorola RAZR Plus 2023, which is a camera in here. So if that doesn't tell you something about how good the camera is, well, maybe now you know. Now, it's not the best in the world, right? I mean, it's not as good as an iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's not as good as an S24 Ultra, but it's very capable of point-and-shoot photography, and it has an ultra-wide camera as well, which is okay. I mean, nothing really to write home about there. It's an ultra-wide camera, and you have a 32-megapixel selfie camera. Selfie camera is all right, but the beautiful thing about using a flip phone, You can use the front screen, you can use the screen as a viewfinder, and you can use the primary camera as a selfie, which gives you a big bump. Of course, you get portrait shots, all that stuff. So if you want to try out a flip phone, this makes it much, much, much more affordable, and it puts it in a bracket where maybe it's something that you could go, hey, I could actually test this out. And as another testament, my buddy and his wife, he was tired of the iPhone. He was using an iPhone, wife using an iPhone, and we were eating breakfast a couple of months ago, and I was using the RAZR Plus 2024, and he's like, "Man, what is that phone? I really like that. That looks sharp." And I told him what it was. He's like, "Man, I really want to get one of those." So I ended up giving him my RAZR Plus 2023 that I bought, and he absolutely loved it. And then his wife was like, "Man, I really want one of those." So then I gave him my RAZR 2023, the normal one. So she's using that. Well, actually, I gave him the RAZR 2023 first. Then he gave that one to his wife. I gave him the Plus. And then his dad, his dad is like, 70 something years old. He was like, "Man, I really like that flip phone." So now he's no longer using an iPhone, and he's got one of the flip phones. So I've converted 3 people who use iPhones. They're now using the Motorola RAZR phones, and they love them, and they don't want to go back. So if that's not a testament to the experience, if that's not a testament, people who are tired of iPhone, and let's face it, when it comes to iPhones, it's the same old business all the time. Same old phones, same slab screen, same experience, same lag behind features when it comes to, the operating system, all that stuff. Some people want to try something new. And maybe some folks were afraid to try them at $1,000. Maybe you're afraid to try it at $1,380, $1,449, $999. $449 is a steal of a deal. And this is basically kind of echoing last year when we had the regular RAZR from 2023. The prices were about the $399 ballpark. And then people were like, "Hey, I want to try it." Well, those same folks are pretty happy with the phones. I've had a lot of people who have been really excited about them. Like, "Man, I'm glad you told me about this phone because I loved having the flip phone. I had a flip phone whenever I was a kid. Not a kid, but I had the old RAZR back in the early 2000s. It still carries some name recognition and all that stuff." So, yeah, I think Motorola's done a great job here. The Plus for 2024 is fantastic, phenomenal. It's got the bigger 4-inch screen on the front, and it's completely all of it instead of like having this little bar right there. And it's got some upgraded other stuff in it. Great phone, and it's on sale now too. I think for like $749. But most people, hey, the Plus from last year is basically this one, but this one has a slightly different chip. They went with the Dimensity, which is actually really good too. And like I said, I like the camera that's in here. Yeah, it's not as good at low light or video as some of the other high price phones, but you're not paying a high price. You're getting this at a significantly better value. So I would be remiss if I didn't talk about that. I wanted to bring this one up and let y'all guys and gals know it's on sale. It's a really good phone. It was a good deal when it first came out. And then also, yeah, it's got decent charging speed. It's not the fastest in the world. And let me look real quick. I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, 30-watt wired, 15-watt wireless. It's got a 4,200 milliamp battery. And that 4,200 milliamp battery is going to work pretty well. She'll get you all-day battery whenever it comes to performance on here. And you can play games on here. You can watch your videos, social media, the typing. And then with RCS support, it communicates even better than ever with other phones, especially the iPhone department. So that's my 2 cents on the Motorola RAZR 2024. I know I unboxed this. I covered it earlier this year when I went to the event and saw it when they launched. But I wanted to follow up now it's the holidays, and I saw it was such a great deal. It's something that I wanted to share with y'all. So, again, I've got an affiliate link in the description. If you want to check that out and go straight to the Best Buy website, you can pick it up there. You can get it at Amazon, other places as well. And let me know what you think. Are you interested in the flip phone? Is this something just the doctor ordered that you can finally try something new? Do you feel safer buying a phone like this at a significantly reduced cost compared to a lot of other flagship phones? Let me know what you think. Is now the time to get a flip phone. So if you got any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please go to the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, if you like this stuff, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.